Hello, gang, and welcome back to Alien Protocols, the Advanced Protocols Data Project. Well, on this video today, I would like to explore a topic with you called von Neumann probes. And von Neumann probes are a type of craft that reproduces itself, essentially. But I thought of a slightly different twist on the same premise, where these probes would be sent out into the universe, and what they do is, instead of build versions of themselves, they build a factory that can build a whole bunch of different types of craft. And so the premise being that an advanced civilization would send out this factory producing probe that would also scan solar systems for signs of life, and if there are the preconditions for life, they would hide in a certain area, start to build the factory, and then build what they need at different times. And this would explain a lot of the different types of craft that have been seen over the many centuries on this planet, and might provide some insights. So essentially, they would choose a location that was a safe location for a long period of time. They might choose the backside of a moon. They might choose the deepest part of an ocean, but somewhere very inaccessible. So the first thing these probes would do is they'd gather raw materials needed for fabrication. They would then produce the raw supply materials, the further refined materials, by producing refining equipment. Then they would produce fabricators, which would be small kind of fabrication devices that you could just keep building more of those, and they would grow in numbers cumulatively and thereby increase your production rate over time. And then, of course, the fabricators would help you produce the factory. So what would the factory kind of be like? Well, the factory would have to do several things. It would have to do basic element separation from raw mixed materials to the more pure elements. And then from there, they'd have to refine those further and produce the other resources that it would need, the raw resource production, like complex compounds. Then they'd have to do the basic resource fabrication. They'd have to make steel or different sheets, or different pure levels of the different metals and materials and elements that they would need. And they would need to store these someplace in a storage or upkeep area, so that they could come and take what they need basically from the store. And then from there, they'd go into the final biological and non-biological final fabrication or extrusion. And remember, at this point too, there'd be a lot of fabricators. So those fabricators could go to work on a specific project. And of course, the factory would need a command and control to make the final decisions on everything. So once the factory is up and running, it could be spitting out a lot of more von Neumann probes or other types of probes needed for different purposes. So as you know from our previous videos, there's a lot of different classes and types. But these little fabricators down here, this little red shaped, kind of like a teardrop kind of thing on the bottom here, is a fabricator. And inside it has one of these little spheres that are crucial to building metamaterials and very complex materials. Down here you'd have your seed components. This would be a pressurized sphere where you have electro solution and you could grow metals. You have resonators, an extruder here, manipulators, and all sorts of different things to help basically grow your materials and to build them one layer at a time, one atom at a time, to grow them. And this circular thing is inside this craft right here in the very center, inside this fabricator. So your fabricators could be producing all the different types of craft needed, from your triangles to your cigar shapes to the saucers to everything, and could produce even much larger ships over time, and a very substantial factory. And this might explain the many different types of craft that we've seen on our planet over the many years. What do you guys think? Do you like the factory building von Neumann probe idea? Much love to you and yours. Let us know what you think. Take care, gang.